Prayers in Gaza City on Thursday for those killed in another Israeli airstrike, including the sons of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. As Muslims mark the Eid festival, worries hung in the air about fragile truce talks between Israel and Hamas and the narrowing potential for peace. Plumes of smoke visible from the Rafah border crossing, a signal that violence in the enclave continues, and much of it being directed by Israel's government, however, is the subject of growing doubt. Reports suggest Benjamin Netanyahu and his government may not have signed off on the strikes that killed Haniyeh's family members. Those came as the Israeli Prime Minister said the military was gearing up for other security situations besides the war in Gaza.
We are in challenging times in the midst of the war in Gaza, which continues while we maintain our efforts to return our hostages. But we are also preparing for challenging scenarios in other areas. We have established a simple principle for this: whoever hurts us, we hurt him.
Questions continue to grow about whether the government is prioritizing the return of hostages. At an event highlighting the number of people still being held by Hamas in Gaza, family members of the hostages said current efforts weren't enough.
Tired, sad, trying to stay optimistic, but it's hard. It's really hard to keep hoping and keep holding strong and fight for them.
While anger here at Hamas still runs high, across the country there's growing frustration with Netanyahu and his government. In West Jerusalem, members of the ultra-Orthodox community protested against legal changes that will require them to serve in the military. Netanyahu's government is currently propped up by politicians representing people like this. In recent weeks, the ultra-Orthodox have been the subject of protests, demonstrating the division within Israel. The growing domestic dissent presents a political balancing act for Benjamin Netanyahu. While many want him to prioritise the return of hostages, other demands could threaten the stability of his fragile coalition. International pressure may ease imminently, however, as Israel said it would allow a flood of new aid into Gaza. The number of trucks allowed into the Strip increased again on Thursday, but still continues to fall far short of what international experts say is needed to avert a widespread famine.
We are constructing the northern crossing, a new land crossing from Israel into northern Gaza, to enable more aid to flow directly to civilians in the areas that have been challenging for the trucks to access.
While regional actors fear an escalation between Israel and Iran, for those in Gaza, it is the security of the most basic needs that consumes their thoughts. Joel Flynn, TRT World in West Jerusalem.